So this is really my first time living alone. I've never lived alone, obviously. I'm a junior in college right now at Clark Atlanta, and I have my own apartment. I stay close to campus, and I'm living alone. But there's this true beauty in living alone, which I'm gonna touch on later. But growing up, I always lived in spaces where I'm with a lot of people. So, I've always lived with my three siblings and my two parents. So, growing up, at first, I shared a room with my brother. And then I shared a room with my sister. My sister would sleep in our room. Like for my last 2 years of high school, though, I did have my own room. But for the most part, I was living with other people, and I think sharing a room with people and always being in a full house made me a very extroverted person. Just like my dad and with a lot of my friends, we just like being around people. In college, high school, always just like being around people, like talking to people. And when I got to college, I stayed in Beckwith my freshman year, had homeboys I knew in the dorm, and then just new friends in other dorms, so I could just go talk to them. And sophomore year, I stayed in Heritage. But everybody that stayed in Heritage, y'all know, bro, Heritage was really that. Like it was lit. Everybody around you, everybody close. You just go downstairs, go upstairs, go next door, talk to people. But this year, it's like now that I'm a junior, people are staying off campus. People got their own houses. People got their own lives. Like people also more busy. So even though I'm close to campus, I'm by myself. And first week, I'm like, oh my god, this is easy. Like this is lit. Why didn't I try to live by myself before? Like this is so cool. I can do what I want. But then it's like you get to wanting some new stimulation. You get to wanting to go outside and talk to just your friends right there, or you get to just want to have that same experience you used to. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, my bad. I keep looking over here the game more, bro. When I first got into that, like, yo, like you by yourself now, I looked at that so terribly. Like I was inviting people over to my crib all the time, like wanting to hang out. I'm leaving campus all the time. I'm doing anything I can to avoid just being by myself because I would get bored just alone with my thoughts. And even if it wasn't bad, it was just boring. But yo, and this is what I want to talk about on this video or this podcast is that isolation is really the way to improve on anything and to get better. We often have this feeling as humans that we fall into the societal way of thinking that the people who know more than us or who apply their knowledge more than us are inherently smarter or that we need them. While yes, you do need your mentors, you do need the people above you. You know, the people who are where you want to be, you need to be learning from them. You need to be asking questions. You need to be doing that. But in that, you need to also trust yourself and sit with yourself. Okay? Like I always say, if you know me, you know I always talk about everything is a spiritual world. And if you think about things on a spiritual level all the time, or at least if you dominate your thinking with spiritual thinking, your physical life will be amazing. It'll be the exact reality and the exact life that you want it to be. So, in that, yes, that these other people who have the applied knowledge and have the mental like notes on what you need to do, and they've had the physical experiences of being where you want to be. When you sit with yourself and you allow yourself to receive ideas from the ether, you allow yourself to receive ideas from the universe, not just sitting down quietly and just thinking, where's the idea coming? Is the idea going to come? Is the idea going to come? No, not just the kumbaya meditation. I mean, really sitting down and allowing your mind to be blank and allowing your mind to be in a receptive state. When you allow your mind to be in a receptive state, everything that I'm telling you right now, you could learn by just literally sitting with yourself. A lot of the things that I've been exposed to, the experiences I've had, the knowledge that I've been exposed to, all that knowledge is nothing until I take it in and make it my own. You don't understand anything until you really, go through the experience and use the knowledge you've had before and the knowledge that has been given to you to then translate that information that you just took in and make that actual knowledge or make that something that you can actually use going forward. Even if somebody is just telling you 1 plus 1 equals 2, you have to interpret that in your own way to be able to know, 1 plus 1 equals 2. If not, then you're gonna have to go out there and find your own answer for that. But disregard that last part. But when it comes to isolation and when it comes to really sitting down and being with yourself, you realize that a lot of the energy that you use on a daily basis is usually towards other people or other things. I had to sit down and realize that with myself. A lot of the energy I was giving towards myself. I felt like I was doing it for me, but I was realizing I wasn't really prioritizing myself in those moments. You know what I'm saying? I was saying, I'm gonna be a part of every organization. You know, I'm gonna do every photo shoot. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do a lot so that I can have physical change. But as I talk about, doing is a physical thing. You can't do to expect a different outcome. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to change an effect with an effect. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to do a lot so I can get a lot. When in reality, it's about sitting down physically, you know, and then mentally having these thoughts, mentally coming up with plans, and mentally, rather than just doing a lot to learn, really sitting down because like I said earlier in the video, everything you need is already there to you. You have all the ideas, you have all the knowledge, you have all the plans within you. So if you're always worried about doing, you're always worried about external things, you're never gonna unlock what's inside. Because what's inside of you is deep inside. It takes true work. You know what I'm saying, bro? I pride myself, and I realize it in the people around me too. Procrastination is bad. You know what I'm saying? And in no way am I saying people should procrastinate. But what a lot of people consider procrastination, like for even for me, like if people think I'm a procrastinator or what I used to look at in myself as procrastination, I realized wasn't really procrastination. I'm just and you have to be real with yourself though. There is a difference between procrastination and really sitting and visualizing, but it's harder to think than it is to do. It's easy to just always be doing stuff, always be in motion. But to actually be progressing is different than being in motion. To be progressing is to be doing things that are actively working towards your goal. So, yeah, if you're doing a lot of things that can be great and that can be real work. But something else that is also real work is sitting down and visualizing the ideas you have for yourself. Sitting down and really ingraining the goals you have and how they look, ingraining that into your subconscious mind, that's work. That's real work. And that's the work you really need to be successful. That's the work you really need to unlock the true meaning of life. It's not physical work. Physical work is, and it's hard to look at our mental, spiritual, and emotional work as work because we're humans. And we're in this physical realm, so we look at physical things as evidence of things happening. And that's a Western way of thinking, but we're in the Western society. So if you're not producing right now, you're not working. Or if I can't see you working, you're not working. But you can't see mental, spiritual, and intangible things. I read this book called The Slight Edge Principle. I think it's by, I don't know who it's by. Matt Olson, something, something. I'll put the book on the screen. But I read a book called The Slight Edge Principle. I need some water. Hold up. Y'all know how to unnecessary sports research today was paid for 96th career Dallas Cowboy broadcast. Okay, so the slight edge principle, it talks about seven principles that you can implement into your daily life, and it's the difference between the success curve and the failure curve. And the seven slight edge principles. These are also seven things I say in the mirror every morning. Every morning. I try to do it every night too. I'm getting better at that, but I do it every morning. Show up consistently with a positive attitude, knowing that's going to take time, knowing that's going to take sacrifice. Do it with your burning passion actively on your mind, and do it with slight edge integrity, meaning no matter who is or is not watching. So, with those seven principles, they are not to make you successful tomorrow. They are not to make you successful in 10 days. They are to build a successful system that in due time will create successful scenarios. So what the slide edge teaches you is to get 1% better every day. Success. Okay, so I'm gonna put a graph up on the screen. I'm not gonna do that actually. Fuck that. I'm just gonna draw it with my fingers right now. So y'all see, say you're looking at a graph, right? You're looking at a graph. Success does not look like this, right? Success does not just go straight up. What success really does look like though is this: slow progressions over the beginning of time. Over the middle, you're slowly starting to see your successes come to fruition, and then it skyrockets. That's what true success looks like. True success is not I do good today, I upgrade by 1 million tomorrow, and now I'm famous, now I'm rich, now I'm at peace. No, success does not work like that. What success does do though is it ingrains the idea of success within you. People who get quick joy, people who get instant success, people who just get it immediately tend to lose it because they don't have this sense of success built within them. They didn't have. They didn't. those people who acquire success off a whim, they didn't go through trials and tribulations that created somebody who is on the vibration of success. They created when you just randomly get good things, or you just don't really have control over your life. You're not being built into somebody on a vibration of anything. So you're, of course, you're gonna go up and down. You're gonna go here and here and here and here. And within here and here is something really good and something really bad, but everything else is just kind of is what it is. You know what I mean? So what you want to do though is not worrying about your outcomes. When you just worry about outcomes, you don't do things the right way. You need to value successful systems over a successful outcome. So what you do is you say, okay, I know that to get great, I need to do this every single day. I need to do this every single day. I need to do it really well when I do it every single day. And I know that when I do it today, it's not going to make me successful tomorrow. When I do it tomorrow, it's not going to make me successful 2 days from then. But I know that one day this success will pay off. And that success, the way it pays off is not necessarily the way you think it'll pay off. You know, these people, it's a belief that is going to happen, and the only way something won't happen is if you stop working at it. If I believe and I just take time and space away from it, because when you're operating spiritually, there's no time and there is no concept of space. So you take that away from it. You need to live your life in a space that time doesn't matter. You just know that if I keep working at it, though, it will occur. You're not worried about the time. If you do put a time stipulation on it, what you do is you bring stress to yourself, and you bring feelings of negativity, you bring feelings of desperation to your goal, and that's not what you want. You want feelings to flow with your goal. You don't want things to have to happen tomorrow. That's focusing on an outcome. I'm focusing on the system. I'm gonna build a system that builds success. I'm not gonna build success and then build a system off of that. That's not how it works. You don't build outcomes off outcomes. You you build systems, and those will create your outcomes. It's literally as simple as that. You build your systems, and those will create your outcome. And your systems are not going to be perfect at first. 90% of every journey is course correction. You're going to be fixing what you did wrong. You're going to be correcting things that you did. You're going to be tweaking those small little errors that look like they, you know what I'm saying, people wouldn't really notice them, but you fix them, and now whatever your, your service or your product is now 100% better because you were open and receptive to that course correction. Stay in that state. I don't really have shit to talk to y'all about no more. I'm about to go watch the rest of this game. I'm about to chill. I have the e-board meeting to hop on actually, so I'm gonna do that. But y'all be blessed. Y'all have a beautiful rest of y'all day, man. All love from this end. Hope y'all learned something great. Tune into the rest of the episodes. Keep being great. Keep being love. I love y'all, man. Be safe. Let's go.